What's up everybody, I'm French Cooking. How y'all doing today? Welcome back to the channel and another installment of how to make beats for free. Today's free VST is called Tricent by Full Bucket Music. Now, when I first came across this plugin, I got a little titillated because it's a simulation of the chord trident. To be honest, I mistook that for the chord triton, which is a synth that the Neptunes are known for using. Whoops. But it was a happy accident because this synth makes these big, rich sounds, but more importantly, it makes spooky sounds. I mean, just listen to this. And this is also my favorite sound, this lead right here. After 2 West Coast beats in a row, I think it's time to show my man Drake some love. I was listening to Major Distribution the other day, and I think this synth would fit that style perfectly. So I wanted to make a beat that really makes you feel like you're trapped in a nightmare. Shouldn't be too hard, that's what my life feels like anyway. I already made the beat, so this is going to be more of a beat breakdown, but I also want to show you how I arrange my beats in MPC Beats. And shout out to Country Bandit 85 for reminding me to do so. For the intro, I created these chords. They're very simple, but that's okay because the synth is big enough as it is. I added some filler notes, and I also pulled some of the notes off grid to give it more of a natural feel. And to do that, you just hold the shift key on your keyboard and you select the note and you can move it back and forth like this. I added a Reese bass to beef up the lower frequencies, and all it does is follow the root notes of the melody that I created for the synth. Finally, I wanted an organ to sit in the background, so I pulled up Octane by SoundWare, which is another free VST. I selected the Epic Theater organ, and I copied the exact same chords, took out the filler notes, and I also thought that this chord was a little too low, so I pulled the root notes up 1 octave, okay? And in the end, this is what the intro is going to sound like. Now, one last thing, you might have noticed that there's no chord here. And that's because I want to add a tape stop to my intro, which is that sound that goes, and then I'm going to go into the piano melody. Now to do that, I pulled up Cassette Transport by Wavesfactory, again, another free effect. I pulled the switches volume down and the rotor volume down, or else you get this like analog old school sound in the background. I don't know if you can hear that, but I can, and I didn't want that in my beat. And then I added an automation clip. So to do that, you click those 3 little dots at the bottom, select the drop-down menu, go to your program, and select the Cassette Transport effect, and select the transport option. Then you go to the area in your beat where you want the tape stop to start. That sounds really weird. Select the pencil icon and you put a dot right here and you pull it all the way down to 0. Okay, so this is what that sounds like.
This is French Cooking.
And then I go into my main melody. For the piano melody, I started by laying down my bass notes. Now for darker beats, I like to work in either C sharp or D sharp minor. I just think that they have a darker feel. And if you look here, you notice this note is out of the scale technically. That's okay because they're lower bass frequencies, so it doesn't clash. And this sounds really sick in dark beats. You'll see in a sec. But up here for my top line melody for my piano, I tried to work with semitones as much as possible, because that creates tension, and again, it's pretty crucial for dark beats. And this is what the melody sounds like. Wait, hold on, let me just mute everything else. For the hi-hats, I tried to keep it simple but bouncy at the same time. I added some lower notes here and lowered their velocities, and a couple rolls here, one here and one here. The 808 just follows the bass notes in the piano. If you see here, I cut the 808 where the snare hits because I find that it sounds a little bit cleaner like that. For the drums, I kept it super simple at first, just a snare. But after 8 bars, I bring in a kick, and what that does is that it adds energy to your beat as it progresses. Added a cymbal, and a few open hats. Now for the hook, I got rid of the piano altogether and I added that lead. God, I love that. I also added in some phonk vocals just because I thought they sounded really cool. Played around with the drums a little bit and this is what it sounds like. Okay, now for the arrangement. Look at the top left of the screen. You can see that I have separate sequences for the verse, the intro, the outro, and the hook. The intro, I didn't change much. It's 8 bars. Usually I do 4 or 8 bars for the intro. The outro, again, is 8 bars as well. And the hook, I didn't change either. That's another 8 bars. As for the verse, I extended that to 24 bars. And you can do that up here in the top left. Usually I'll do either a 16 bar or a 24 bar verse. And all I really did was change up the drums here and there. Same thing for the hi-hats. Like I go from a little bit more of a bouncy hi-hat to just a 2-step hi-hat. And then for the 808, just a couple changes as well. Like I threw in a roll here, I took out a few notes here and there, and that's pretty much it. Now to arrange all of these sequences into a song, you go to the Song tab up here. It's a little music note in your toolbar. You select that. If you click Insert Step, your sequences will show up on the left side here. So obviously I want to start with the intro, so I select the intro, and then I want to go into the verse, so I click Insert Step. I select verse. After the verse is the hook, so I insert another step and I select hook. I repeat the same thing again because I want a second verse and a second hook. So 1, 2. This you turn into a verse. This can stay a hook. And then finally I have my outro as well. So I insert one last step. I select outro and I'm done. The whole song shows up here. And if you want to double up your verses, you can increase the repeats from 1 to 2. So this means that the verse will play twice before it moves on to the next step in the sequence for the hook. I'm going to bring mine back down to 1 like it was before, and let's have a listen.
This is French cooking.
That's it, quick and easy. Any more questions, just let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you next week for my next episode. Take it easy.